Hi everyone, thanks for joining me today. My name is Mary Kate DeRose and I am here to do a little bit of work with you around writing poetry. At this point now you've been reading lots of poems and you've been noticing things about those poems, thinking a lot about the decisions that authors are making as they write poems, and you yourself have been drafting some poems of your own and thinking about the decisions that you get to make. So today I want to talk to you about how poets can experiment with similes and metaphors when they write poetry. And that's probably not new to you, but just in case and before we get started, I just want to review really quickly what similes and metaphors are. We know they're a type of figurative language and they're pretty similar. So just to review really quickly, a simile is a comparison of two unlike things using the words like or as. So you can see this example here. It says, he ran as fast as a cheetah. So we're comparing a boy, he, to a cheetah to help us understand as the reader just how fast this boy was, right? We could say he ran fast, but when we say he ran as fast as a cheetah, it helps us to think like, wow, he's really fast, because we know cheetahs are super fast, right? And since it's a simile, you can see the use of the word as. He ran as fast as a cheetah. So when we think about a metaphor, almost the same thing. It's a comparison of two unlike things to help us see how they are similar. We're just not including the words like or as. So we can see this example here. If we said he is fast, he is a cheetah. We know that that's helping us again understand just how fast he is, but we're just not using the words like or as. So do you see how they're almost the same type of thing? Okay, so I'm gonna keep that right here. And today I wanna teach you, like I mentioned, how as poets you can experiment with using similes and metaphors. So one way, and the reason that we do that, like I said, it really helps your reader to understand and to visualize even more, to understand the meaning that you're trying to get across. So poets experiment with similes and metaphors. One way that poets can do this is they can reread a part of their poem, and then you can think, what is it like, this little part in your poem? What is it like? And then you can practice saying, the blank is like a blank. And then you can try it out in your poem. And you can try it as a simile, including maybe like or as, or you can try it as a metaphor without that language. So I'm going to show you how I do this in my poem, and I'll try it in the form of a simile and a metaphor so you can see. So I'm going to put this here. So I'll share a poem that I've been drafting over the past several days with you. Just like you, been spending a lot of time at home, and the member of my family who is most happy about that is my dog Cooper. Cooper is a huge, black, fluffy, 100-pound dog who thinks he's like this big. He likes to crawl into our laps. And the funniest thing about Cooper is that he's been waking us up in the mornings now. Usually, like when school was in, we were getting up super early, and we were the ones to wake him up. And even though we're still getting up early, it's not quite as early. So now Cooper is waking us up. And it's just been like really, really funny. So I've been just doing some writing about it. So I'll share my poem with you really quickly, and then I'm going to show you how I experiment with similes and metaphors. So my poem is called Good Morning. I roll to my side as the bed dips in the middle. Someone is creeping in. A wet tongue on my cheek, that familiar hello. Those eyes begging me, please get up. My eyes plead back, not yet, just a few more minutes. But that is not what he wants to hear. Weight on my shoulder as the begging continues. That paw will not move until I respond. Okay, you win, my eyes and smiles say to him. I swing my legs out of bed. That tail wags with delight. He's so happy once we finally wake up. So now I want to show you how I can reread a part of my poem. Think to myself, what is this like? Then I'll practice saying the blank is like a blank, and then I'm going to try it out in my poem. So let's try here with this first part. I roll to my side as the bed dips in the middle. Someone is creeping in. I roll to the side as the bed dips. What is this like when the bed dips? As the bed dips. Well, Cooper's so huge, like it literally, like the middle of the bed literally like goes down like this when he comes in. I feel like it's almost like a sinkhole. Have you ever heard of a sinkhole? Like when a hole just kind of opens up in the middle of the ground. That's kind of what it feels like when Cooper comes on our bed. So maybe I could try that. So I roll to my side as the bed dips like a sinkhole. In the middle, someone is creeping in. So did you see how I reread a part? I thought, what is this like? I practiced saying it out loud. The bed dips like a sinkhole. And then I just tried it out in my poem. Yeah, kind of easy, right? So let me try it again, and maybe this time I'll try to use the language of a metaphor. So let's come down here to this stanza. Weight on my shoulder as the begging continues. That paw will not move until I respond. Cooper always does this thing where I always call them his hands, even though he's not a human. I know it's not his hands, they're paws, but he's always doing this. And so in the morning, he takes his paw and he literally like plops it right on my shoulder, and his paws are heavy. So, all right. That paw will not move until I respond. So what is his paw like? So it's super heavy. It's almost like a brick, or like a ton of bricks. Have you ever heard that expression? It's like a ton of bricks. So I'm not going to use like or as. So let me try this. So the paw is like a ton of bricks. So if I say it like a metaphor, that paw is a ton of bricks that will not move until I respond. Could that work? Yeah, let me try that. So that paw, I'm just going to make a little line here. That paw is a ton of bricks that paw is a ton of bricks that will not move until I respond. So again, did you see how I just reread a part? I thought to myself, what is this like? And then I practiced saying it out loud, and I tried it out in my poem. Yeah, it's kind of easy, right? It's fun to play around with this stuff as you're drafting poetry. So today and any day as you're drafting your poetry, you might give that a try. You might experiment with some similes and metaphors. Okay? Thank you so much for joining me today, and have fun with all of those poems. See you next time.